Hello and welcome to the morning show teeing off with Revsportz. A very good morning to all of you. And yesterday we saw the Women's Premier League auction. What a day it was. हमने studio से 5 hours long live किया. We had Shubhan Chakraborty from South Africa. We had Amit Shah from Mumbai from the venue. We had immense total discussion on the watch along show on the Women's Premier League. आज भी थोड़ा बात करेंगे तो चलिए आज का शो शुरू करता है with the first news from T20 वर्ल्ड कप वुमेन्स का जो चल रहा है साउथ अफ्रीका में कल मैच था आयरलैंड वर्सेस इंग्लैंड का आयरलैंड वर बंडल अप फॉर 105 एंड इंग्लैंड ने 4 विकेट्स रहते हुए they won the match by 4 wickets and Alice Kepsey won the player of the match and uh, she 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 got a 75 lakhs deal with Delhi Capitals and उसके बाद मैच था साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड जहां पे साउथ अफ्रीका ने मैच जीता न्यूजीलैंड को 65 रन से हराया है एंड क्लोई टायरन was the player of the match and she got a 30 lakhs deal to Mumbai Indians. So World Cup chalte chalte they saw their themselves getting clubs in the WPL and वो एक अलग ही mindset होता है players के लिए and to discuss Women's Premier League auction, Ranji Trophy, Border Gavaskar Trophy का second test. We have Devashish Sen with us.
Good morning, Rohan.
Mama, good morning.
Good
What a
morning,
day it
good
was
morning.
yesterday. What a day it was.
Yeah.
5
What a
hours
day
long.
it was. What a day it was yesterday.
5 hours
Obviously,
long live.
the women's IPL, Women's Premier League auction, all the attention was on the auctions back in India as well as in South Africa.
Exactly.
And
So do you think the players getting auctioned and playing the matches, they have the mindset here rather than the match क्या हो रहा है हमारे
no,
साथ?
obviously they were all glued to the TV sets or their mobile phones yesterday. I'm sure because Cricket Australia has also shared a small clip where
Yeah.
all the Australian cricketers were seeing from on their phone what was happening, what was all the
Exactly.
auction wrap happening, and as also the BCCI also WPL also shared a video where Smriti
Yeah.
Mandana, Harmanpreet Kaur, and the entire Indian team were watching the proceedings of the auctions, and they were as and when a player was getting picked, they were all rejoicing and celebrating. So
Exactly.
that was something a great
Life
moment for
changing
Indian
moments
women's
like that.
cricket. Yeah.
Yeah. So can we have that clip, please?
Completely show. Last chance for any bids to
just just saw the expression of Renuka Thakur. Means everyone was hugging her and
Exactly.
cheering her, and that is what you want. Means obviously it was a big occasion for women's cricket,
Exactly.
not
A
only for
historic
the Indian
moment.
cricketers but also the overseas cricketer.
Exactly. Historic moment. So back in 2008 जहाँ पे first IPL का auction हुआ था हमने एक अलग सा माहौल था गोटा पूरा देश के लिए because none of them knew what actually this is players getting auctioned. Now over the years we know what auction is but still the excitement remains the same and हमने देखा आईपीएल के लिए इंडियन टीम का पूल कितना बड़ा हो चुका है and we know that this tournament will widen the pool for women's cricket also so very much.
Absolutely, Rohan. Spot on.
Exactly. And talking about the Indian players getting the big money, Smriti Mandhana with 3.4 crores to RCB, Deepti Sharma 2.6 to UP, Jemima Rodriguez 2.2 to Delhi Capitals, Shefali Verma 2 crores to Delhi, Richa 1.9 to RCB, Pooja Vastakar 1.9 to Mumbai, and Harmanpreet 1.8 to Mumbai. Big monies, but Mama, I would ask Harmanpreet Kaur getting the lowest in the Indian big names, 7th in Indian rank numbers.
No, Rohan, because when you are playing for India, it's a different ball game altogether. I mean, so when you are representing the country, so it brings a lot of responsibility, honor. So, and when you are playing for the country, you give it your best shot. I don't think that it's going to affect um, Harman or any of the players whatsoever, because they are representing the country, and the pride with which they play for in India, they represent the country. That is paramount. So it has got nothing to do with the amounts or whatever they gain from that auction. But I think their focus should be on the upcoming matches. Obviously, they still have three more matches in the group stage, and everyone will be hoping that they put up a great show, because that would be a perfect icing on the cake if they go on to lift the World Cup.
Exactly.
Because we all know that 2007, when Mahendra Singh Dhoni's team won that T20 inaugural T20 World Cup in South Africa, then it was followed by the IPL auction. So, and
Exactly.
you could sense the buzz and see what an occasion will it be if India goes on to win the auction. They recently won the Under 19 World Cup. If they go on to win the T20 World Cup as well, and then that IPL happen or WPL happening. So, what a occasion it will be for women's cricket in the country.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the young players आपने अंडर 19 का बात किया. तीता साधु ने भी 25 lakhs का दिल्ली कैपिटल्स में डील पाया है. So these occasions are very big for the young players to start कर रहे हैं अभी करियर के शुरू में ही
Yeah,
इतना सारा.
especially जैसे ने आपने जिक्र किया कि तीता साधु, श्वेता Sehrawat
हाँ.
also went for some 45 lakhs. So this is all you play for. Means obviously कि
हाँ.
कितना जो माहौल we can expect, जो माहौल रहेगा उनका फैमिली में, क्योंकि देखिए
Exactly.
ऐसे कोई उम्मीद भी नहीं किया था कि ऐसे भी होगा कभी, क्योंकि अंडर 19 क्रिकेटर्स getting to earn a big fat check.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is something
20 lakh,
to
30 lakhs.
motivate
So
the girls, motivate the youngsters, and the most
exactly.
important thing, more than the money, the sheer fact that they would be getting an opportunity to share their
Yeah, exactly. The
shoulders
same
with
team.
the top stars in international cricket. So that will further motivate, further help them develop their game, and that is what you want. You want at least four or
The
five players
platform.
coming out of this WPL, because we don't know what talent is there in Indian women's cricket. So maybe this is just that Philip that will help us to unearth the talent, and maybe some go on to represent the country.
एग्जैक्टली. एंड जैसे आपने बोला कि डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट मेंस का हम फॉलो करते हैं, इंटरनेशनली वुमेन्स क्रिकेट फॉलो करते हैं, बट डोमेस्टिक वुमेन्स उतना लोग फॉलो नहीं करते. सो अभी
अभी
इसके
करेगा,
बाद.
अभी करेगा. टेक फॉर एग्जांपल,
हाँ.
जैसे कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि कल
हाँ.
दिन भर जब वो आई WPL ऑक्शन हो रहा था, वी नो आवर कलीग
So we
त्रिशा
got to
घोषाल
know
was
many new
brought on,
names.
because she has been a cricketer herself, and she follows dedicatedly women's cricket. तो खास करके for me personally, I got to learn so many things
Exactly,
following the
exactly.
WPL auction, because जिन जिन बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स के बारे में हमने सुना भी नहीं था, और आगे जाके और इसके बारे में और भी लोग चर्चा करेगा, एंड दे विल फॉलोइंग वुमेन्स क्रिकेट एज वेल along with the men's
Exactly.
cricket.
Yes, and new young kids will also try to come and play. So they will ask their parents, "I want to also play. I want to play," and say that will
Absolutely,
increase
absolutely.
the
You
increase the
want
sport.
women's cricketers that boost which is WPL auction will provide.
Exactly. And talking about some of the big names in international and the overseas player getting big money, Ashley Gardner 3.2 to Gujarat, Ellis Perry 1.7 to RCB, Sophia Cliston 1.8 to UP, Natalie Scrivener 3.2 to Mumbai. Uh, any particular deal that you felt very good? Ashley Gardner 3.2, a very good one.
Yeah, both Ashley Gardner and Nat Schiver going for 3.2 crores each, the most expensive buys as far as the foreigners are
Hmm.
concerned. So I think that that's something that even the England or the Australian cricketers wouldn't have, because they don't get to earn that much money in WBBL or 100. So that is
Exactly.
something they were all excited with.
Yeah. And cheap buys, so very good deals. Meg Lanning 1.1 to Delhi. Uh, someone like Marizan Gap 1.5 to Delhi. So these are all good buys. So not spending that much, but getting a good name to the
Yeah,
squad.
that is that is what the dynamics of auctions are. Means don't know, you can get a good player in a good price,
Even
and but
so,
for some unknown players, the price might skyrocket.
Yeah.
Uh,
Even Sophie Devine got 50 lakhs to RCB.
yeah,
So
who would have, because she's a legend in her own right, and she went for only the base price. So you can,
exactly.
these are all auction dynamics. You can't help it.
Exactly. So Mama, coming to the Ranji final, क्या तैयारी चल रहा है?
Obviously, both the teams, Rohan, जैसे कि it's a huge occasion for Bengal cricket. खास करके all eyes will be on um, the Ranji final, which will be played at the Eden Gardens from day after tomorrow. Both the teams are
Yes.
in fact will be training today. सौराष्ट्र टीम कल रात को ही आ गया शहर में. जयदेव उनादकर is coming to today. So he would be there at the training session. So because Saurashtra is one team who has done consistently well. They have won at least, if I'm not wrong, 4 or 5 trophies across formats. So that shows that they have that talent, they have that skill, potential to do well in domestic cricket. They are a force to
Yeah.
reckon with, and also someone like a Arpit Vasavada or a
The 200.
Chirag Jani. So they did well. So I am looking forward to the battle, to the engrossing battle that will get to watch in the next 5 days and for the Ranji Trophy final. As far as Bengal team is concerned, obviously the likes of Manoj Tiwari and Anushtum Majumdar,
Ashwin.
they would be the two pillars, I would say, senior players, experienced players, and you have Abhimanyu Ishwaran at the top. Also, the bowling looks
Pudit Puttamani also had a good game
uh,
in the
it's
semi-finals.
quite good, quite potent with the likes of Ishan Porel, Mukesh Kumar,
Yeah.
and Akashdeep, the three fast bowlers.
Yeah,
I'm
Akash.
getting to hear that the wicket will be a green top. So much to
Okay.
offer. Obviously, Saurashtra will be having someone like a Jaidev Unatkar and and Chetan Sakaria, because Chetan Sakaria, will be going into this final with 7 wickets under his belt. In the
Yeah.
semi-final against Karnataka, he got 7 wickets, and so the Saurashtra team will also be feeling confident, and then the fact that they have won against Bengal the last time these two sides met
Yeah.
in the final in 2019-20, that will give immense confidence to the
Exactly.
Saurashtra team. So I we will get
But that
to.
will, but that will also give Bengal team the extra motivation to beat them in their home
Yeah,
ground.
absolutely, and they will have the fans and they will have the local support,
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
Cricket Association of Bengal has already will be allowing the crowds to have a free entry.
Yeah.
BCK block them. The crowd, the fans, the spectators will be allowed to go and watch the Ranji Trophy final for free. So that's a big bonus for the spectators, the local fans here in Bengal. So I won't be surprised if we can see a crowd in the vicinity of 25-30,000 odd at the Eden Gardens to witness the final of the Ranji Trophy, because we don't get to see so much crowd for a Ranji Trophy match. Hardly 200-300 people come and watch a Ranji Trophy match. But come the final, a big occasion, Bengal have another opportunity to create history after
Exactly.
1989-90, winning that Ranji
And
Trophy. So it will be a lot to play for as far as the Bengal cricket team is concerned. Rohan.
yes, absolutely. And fans की आप बात कर रहे थे, so I would tell you that on social media, the buzz has already started because there are hashtags going on. Eden Cholo, Eden Cholo. So we this Chalo slogan we usually give, and Eden Cholo is something that shows that this the excitement among the fans regarding this final. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, and talking about both these teams, लास्ट 5 मैचेस जो जर्नी रहा उनका, बंगाल ने बड़ौदा को हराया था 7 विकेट से, हरियाणा को हराया था इनिंग्स एंड 50 रन्स, ओडिशा के खिलाफ दे लॉस्ट बाय 7 विकेट्स, एंड देन झारखंड को हराया था 9 विकेट से, एंड देन दैट मैच अगेंस्ट मध्य प्रदेश 306 रन्स विन. एंड talking about Saurashtra, they won against Hyderabad with an innings and 57 runs.
And I
Yes,
also forgot to mention the name of Sheldon Jackson scoring a big
yeah,
100, and along with Arpit Vasavada, who scored a
yeah,
200 odd in the semi-final. So
yeah,
those two will be the pillar, I would say. Means the batting, the Saurashtra batting will circle around these two batters, and then you have Chirag Jani. So that middle order looks very potent, I would say. But talking about Bengal, they too also have decent batting. Their batting, they have done well throughout the season. So
Yeah.
I would say whoever utilized the conditions well, because as I could imagine that it will be a greenish track, so it will be a battle. The bowlers will be the key in this match. I would reckon.
Okay, and talking about Arpit Vasavada, the मैच चल रहा था कर्नाटका के बीच सेमीफाइनल में. He was batting
Absolutely,
at 60. He was batting at 60 or 50 something like that, and he was sledged constantly by the Karnataka players behind the stumps. He chakka मार के दिखा, and he kept his calm and ended up scoring at 200. So that shows his
absolutely.
mentality.
And he was leading the Saurashtra team last match because
Hmm.
Jaidev
Yeah,
Unadkat was on
yeah,
national duty. He
yeah,
was
he was
there
the
in
captain.
Nagpur for the test match. So and that shows the responsibility comes in, because when you give someone a responsibility, that automatically gives his best.
Yeah, and X factor for the Bengal team before we move on to the Border Gavaskar Trophy, according to you.
Obviously, I would say the Bengal bowling will be the X factor,
Okay.
because that bowling lineup, because it looks very very potent. Means they have done the time in and time out again with the likes of Akash Deep, Mukesh, and Ishan Purel. Then you have Pradipta Pramanik,
Yeah.
Shabaj. So
He
I
got the
think
five in the semi-final, Pradipta Pramanik.
yes, yes, yes. So I think the Bengal bowling has a lot to offer, and also don't count out Manoj Tiwari, because we all know he has a different role to play as well along with the cricket. So I think it will be because, and he has played two finals, and both. Uh, no, he has played in fact three finals before,
Yeah.
Ranji Trophy
Okay.
finals. So it will, and on all three occasions he ended up on the losing side. So this will be something that will be motivating him, because and also you have someone in the dressing room called Lakshmi Ratan Shukla, who has not won a Ranji Trophy final. And so these the two, in fact, all three, Lakshmi, Manoj, Anushtup, all three of them has played in three Ranji Trophy finals, and they haven't yet won a Ranji Trophy. So that is what you want to be in that medal, the Ranji Trophy medal. You would love to have it in your cupboard, the trophy cupboard. So I think that will be motivating them further. And as far as the X factor is concerned, I would say the Bengal bowling, because then that will be key for Bengal.
Okay, Mama. So moving on to the Border Gavaskar Trophy second test in Delhi. What do you think? Australia flying in a spinner, Kuneman. You have covered that story,
Yeah,
so
I don't think so,
tell
because
us about it.
Australia did train and on the center wicket yesterday. They will be flying to Delhi today. In fact, Indian team will also be flying to Delhi today. But both the teams had a practice session yesterday. Because talking about the Australian team, they had a long, because the day before yesterday, it was the wicket was watered around and they couldn't train. So there was a lot of controversies surrounding it, especially from the Australian media as usual, because they have been doing all the chatting for all the wrong reasons. But then, as far as yesterday's training session was concerned, it was a very very intense training session on that center wicket, on the day five wicket, I would say. And
Hmm.
as Ashton Agar was continuously beating the likes of David Warner, Manas Labuschagne, Usman Khawaja, Travis Head. So I think the Australians are also sensing. There were some reports in Australian media that they might all be influenced to go in with three spinners. That is something very rare, because the last time they did in the
Hmm.
subcontinent was in 2017 series against Bangladesh. So that will be something I would be interested, because Mitchell Stark is available. Mitchell Stark,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he has joined the squad and he has arrived in
He has
Delhi.
been practicing, but
Cameron Green is
will he be
also.
able to play the match?
I don't think because he's match fit. But if he does, if he doesn't play, then but all eyes will be Australians will be hoping that Cameron Green gets fit, because
Yeah.
as an all rounder, if he is fit and if he can bowl, then Pat Cummins and Cameron Green, then they can go in with three spinners in Ashton
Okay.
Agar, Todd Murphy, and
But
Nathan
Todd
Lyon,
Murphy,
Todd Murphy, and either Matt Koneman or Ashton Agar, either of them, because both are left-arm spinners. So I think it won't. You won't be. I won't be surprised for that matter if Australia go in with three spinners on that wicket at Arun Jaitley Stadium.
yeah. So Ashton Agar के बदले वो Todd Murphy made his debut and he delivered really well with 7 wickets. But adding Ashton Agar to the team might change the strategy for
Yeah,
Australian team.
because he does brings in that variety. Being a left-arm
Yeah.
spinner, he also can have bat as well. So, but then the key for Australia will be to have whether they want to go in with six batters, which the blunder which they did in Nagpur, because you in order to
Right.
win a test match you need 20 wickets, and you need five bowlers. Or khas karke because Scott Boland he did not impress that much because obviously the wicket also did not have much to offer. But then, if Cameron Green gets fit, if Cameron Green can bowl, then Australia might be influenced to have Cameron Green in the side and they can then afford to play in three spinners,
Okay.
which ideally will be the perfect playing 11 for them.
And talking about the World Test Championship standings, अभी जो है Australia अभी भी number one position पे है, and on number second position India with 111 points, but they need to win two of the remaining three tests to reach the final.
Absolutely. And which I think they will because
Yes,
in
yes.
India it जैसे उन्होंने प्रदर्शन किया पहला टेस्ट मैच में I think they will over the Australian team because जिस अंदाज से अश्विन और जडेजा ने bamboozle किया
Exactly.
ऑस्ट्रेलियन बैटर्स को तो that will be working on their minds constantly.
Yes. And we will have extensive coverage from the ground also. Akshada will be there, and Mama
Yeah.
will be providing us stories from Bengal, I think, Ranji Trophy.
Yeah, I will be definitely providing you the updates about on Ranji Trophy, which obviously I am also looking forward to the Ranji Trophy
Yeah.
final because
We'll go towards the
uh,
match.
I would love to see Bengal win the Ranji Trophy because they haven't.
Uh,
I was there in Bombay for that final between Mumbai and Bengal. Obviously, we all know that was history. Sachin Tendulkar played an outstanding
yeah.
knock. He scored 100, and Mumbai went on to win that Ranji Trophy final. So and they dominated that Ranji Trophy. And Manoj Tiwari also played a great knock on that final. So I am looking forward to watching the Ranji Trophy final all 5 days. I would be very
Yeah.
interested and hope that Bengal goes on to lift the Ranji Trophy.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you very much. We look forward for your stories. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you.
You heard from Devashish Sen, and coming to the next one, Asian इंडोर एथलेटिक चैंपियनशिप जो चल रहा है काजाकिस्तान में, वहां पे इंडिया ने खत्म किया 8 मेडल से with 1 gold, 1 bronze and 6 silvers, and Jyoti Irani made a national record with 8.13 seconds in the hurdle, 60 meters hurdles, and she won the silver. I asked our senior reporter and G. Rajaraman sir, this I called him, sir, can you please give me some details on Jyoti Irani, Jyoti Araji, and tell her about her story. How did she manage all this? And he sent me a video, an extensive video telling all about her story, what happened, and everything. So I would love to share that with you. And can we please have that video?
Thank you, Rohan. Jyoti Araji continues to raise visions of an Asian Games medal this year. She clocked a national record time of 8.13 seconds to win the 60-meter hurdle silver medal in the Asian Indoor Championship in Nur Sultan in Kazakhstan on Sunday evening. But before we focus on Jyoti Araji, it's important to know a couple of things. The 8 medals, including a gold from shot putter Tejinder Pal Singh Toor and 4 silver, was India's best showing in the competition. For a country that does not have a 200-meter indoor track, India has won 64 medals in the Asian Indoor Athletic Championship since 2004. Coming from a modest background, Jyoti's fortunes changed when she came under the wings of James Hiller at the Reliance Foundation High Performance Center in Bhubaneswar. The sprint hurdler from Andhra Pradesh has done well to sustain her form and show that she is not a one-season wonder. The 23-year-old now holds the 100-meter hurdle record and the national record for the 60-meter hurdles as well. Come to think of it, Rohan, she did not compete in the 60-meter hurdles until a couple of weeks ago. But we must not make too much of the series of national records that she broke in the recent past. Not because it does not deserve celebration, but because the 60-meter hurdles is a rare event and has not had too many takers. The best by an Indian in the run up to this year's edition of the Asian Indoor Championship was 8.34 seconds by Gayatri Govindraj 6 years ago. And remember, Jyoti ran her first indoor competition in Denmark only on the 25th of January. Jyoti competed in just 3 indoor meets before she came to the Asian Indoor Championship in Nur Sultan. But she was in good form and she peaked at the right time, clocking her personal best time both in the semi-final heats and in the final. If she stays fit and maintains her form, she can be on the podium in the Asian Games later this year. Since the last Asian Games in Jakarta in 2018, only Japanese Mako Fukube has claimed a faster time among Asians other than Jyoti's 12.82 seconds in the 100 meters hurdles. So it is time for some excitement, but also to be guarded that she remains fit and keeps her form till the Asian Games later this year.
That was so brilliantly explained by G. Rajaraman sir. Thank you, sir, for that. And before we wind up, we have small updates from the world of football. आज से UCL round of 16 चालू होने वाला है. आज से नहीं, technically from tomorrow because it's past midnight. But PSG and Bayern and in Paris and AC Milan and Tottenham. And PSG के लिए थोड़ा concern है क्योंकि Messi and Mbappe are not available due to injury. And another one from the SAF Asian Football SAF 2023 Under 17 Women's Championship जो होने वाला ढाका में, Russia will participate, and that gives us a hint that Russia might come to the AFC because they might be expelled. There has been some issues with UEFA for that Russia and Ukraine war. So we have to wait and watch whether Russia, the main national teams, comes to AFC. And that's all for now. We'll have the WPL auctions reviews from our correspondents and down the line, and we'll have a review from Trisha Ghoshal, who was the host for yesterday's show, Joydeep Mukherjee, and we'll have stories from South Africa from Shubhan Chakraborty. That's all for now. Keep watching Revsportz. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.